It's about 6:30 on a Wednesday, and I have some day job work that has to be done. I have a big project that really probably should have been done a week ago, and I mean, essentially, it has to be finished tomorrow. So I've been working on that all day. I stayed home from work so I could just work on it here at home without any distractions or anything. And I still have quite a long road ahead of me before I can finish this project. So I'm gonna just try to keep tonight's video short. I don't have any extra eBay business to talk about. I just have packing tonight, and there's only 4 orders. It's like I said, it's 6:30, so there's still a lot of time for more orders to come in. So I might be coming down here later to do more packing. But right now, I just have the 4 orders. I'm just gonna pack those. I'll go through the amount of profits on each of the items, and then we'll see how we're doing with our monthly and annual goals at the end of the video. So stick around for that. I'm going to tell you every detail of how much money I make today. So yeah, stick around. But I don't have a lot of time, so let's just get right to work. Okay, I pulled everything that needs to be shipped. It's all ready to go, sitting right here. So yeah, let's just go. No wasting time. All right, this is a Breville smoking gun. If you want to do like smoked, I mean, in this instance, on this example, they're using ribs. This came from a garage sale, and I think I paid $5 for it. Yeah, $5. I remember this sale where sort of like a lot of women's shoes, and they had everything priced pretty high as far as that stuff went. So I wasn't really expecting them to give this to me for a price that I was happy with. I figured they would want $20 for it. And when I asked, they said $5, and I said, okay, yeah, I'll take it. I couldn't say yes fast enough, because this is about, I sold it for 56. It probably could go for a little bit more, but I'm trying all the time to not try to be too greedy, and like, I want my stuff to sell, so I'm not trying to get the ultimate top dollar on everything. Like, if I could sell it for $10 less and sell it in a week or two instead of a year, then that's what I've been trying to do. So this is probably like $65 or $75 there's been examples of it sold for that amount, but I just put it at 56 and plus shipping, and it did take a little while, surprisingly. Had this since July, middle of July. All right, smoker. This thing is 12 by 12 by what, 7? Let's get this out of the way. I put a sale in my shop today, 3 pounds 12. Should just write 4 on here. I put a sale in my shop today because I'm just thinking I need to get more stuff moving before we really get deep into the fourth quarter. So I put it 20% off anything that's 45 days old or older. This is going to Delaware, which isn't like an extreme sale, but it should hopefully get some things moving. And some of these things did move based on that sale. And I just started it this afternoon, or this morning rather. Okay, I've got a very small Wedgwood teacup and saucer here. I thought this was going to be a big seller, but it's been sitting for quite a while. I got it at an estate sale in May of 2024. So yeah, a long time. This Jasperware stuff, I don't know how to tell which of it is valuable and which isn't. I have some really very, very old Wedgwood stuff that I got from Unique years ago, and I've been hesitant to sell it because I can't find anything telling me what it could be worth. It doesn't look like any other Wedgwood I've seen, and based on the markings that it has on it, I mean, it's hard to determine age if you're not an expert in this stuff. So I was doing a lot of looking up what the different marks mean and how to tell age, and it seems like this one is probably like 1840s or something like that. It was like Civil War era or earlier from my memory. I haven't looked at it in a while, but this one is not old like that. This probably, I mean, you have to be able to understand all these different marks. It says Wedgwood made in England, and then it has a 77. I don't think that's a date. I think that's some kind of code that tells you something. So it's hard to know unless you really know. And you can't, you can't educate yourself deeply on everything when you're trying to sell stuff. I could spend a month researching this cup trying to figure out how old it is, when really I just need to be able to sell it and move it. So I'm going to double box this stuff. I've got a very small box here, and then I'm going to put it in the bigger one. This bubble wrap's making it a little bit tighter than I wanted. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. So since this is going to go inside another box. It doesn't have to be taped up completely. So I'll just put one piece of tape on it and then put it right in here. I'm still getting used to this one-handed operation, but I think it's gonna be good. There's been probably, I don't know, 6 times since I put that there, and I locked it down with this threaded rod, threaded knob. Maybe there's been 6 times when I came through here and tried to move that, forgot that it was tied down. All right, I want to use some of this. Well, here's just garbage that's sitting here for some reason. I'm gonna fill this with that, and then some of these air bubbles. This is actually, I don't usually like using these air pockets, but this might be a good time to use it when you're just filling a lot of void and the item is already double boxed, so that needs more. I think I might use some of this later when I get to that VCR, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, because my inventory of boxes that will fit a VCR is kind of low right now without having to really chop things down a lot, so we'll see. All right, wedge. I always want to put a D in there. Wedgwood has no D in it. 1 pound even, good. And this should be 9 by 9 by 9. It's going to, I only paid $2 for this. It's going to GG in Florida. I paid let's see, what does it say? Maybe I paid $2.50 at an estate sale in May of 2024. I think this might be Wedgwood too. Yeah, this is like modern Wedgwood. This came from a totally different place. I got a ton of Wedgwood plates and Lennox plates and other, designer brands at the Goodwill many years ago. I think I had them for over 1.5 years before I ever even started listing them. Because I don't know, I just felt anxious about them for some reason. I thought they were going to be worth a lot more, and I was like hesitant to try to figure out value on some of these things. And it turns out almost all the plates that I got, and some bowls and some other things, almost all of them were worth like $20 to $25 a plate, which is good when you only pay $1 or $2 for them, but not anything to write home about. But this one is Wedgwood Geo brand. I mean, the pattern is called Geo, so it says dishwasher and microwave safe, so that's a good indicator that it's a modern plate. I think almost all of the ones that I got were at least discontinued, so that's nice. If somebody breaks one from their set and that plate is discontinued, there's not really that many options to find a replacement. There's replacements.com and there's eBay. That's basically it. So I guess there's other places like Etsy or whatever, but I don't fool around with Etsy. I used to be on Etsy like before anybody ever heard of it. Come on. I was making stuff and selling it on there, and it was like a real small community. They had like a message forum where people would be asking questions, and it was small enough that you could know the people. You could see the same people and kind of get to know their personalities and have little conversations that just for fun, like any kind of old-timey message board. And then I was selling cigar box guitars back then. I was making them and selling them. I probably sold, I don't know, 30 of them on there, maybe. And then they used to have a thing where like they would just have sort of a river on the front page of all the newest items that are appearing on the site. And you could put you put your listing up, and then you would go to the front page and you could see it there and look at it and watch it slowly go down the page as new items appeared. And then at some point I was listing stuff on there, and by the time I got the home page loaded, my thing had already disappeared. There was like so many new items appearing all the time that it kind of, for me, it got too big. It was too big for me to make any money on anymore. And then the first time somebody else came along that was selling, I was the only person on there selling those cigar box guitars, and then somebody else popped up selling them. And it was sort of like the end of it for me. I lost interest and moved away from Etsy. And now, they pretty much sell anything on there now. It's not even really about handmade goods anymore. So I do know a lot of people try to cross-list on there. And maybe someday, if I have the time, I would do that. But right now, I'm basically sticking to eBay. And then I do have a couple of listings on Mercari, but I haven't sold anything on there in probably, 6 months. Plate, maybe more. 2 pounds, 12. This should be 16 by 4. And it's going to a H. I think she reached out to me. Somebody reached out to me today, asked if I had 4 or more of these plates, and this is the only one I have, so I think they probably decided to buy it anyway, even though they really needed a bigger set. All right, next thing up, I'm gonna set that on the floor, is this VCR, DVD VCR combo. I don't know, is it a recorder? No, I think it's just a player. How long have I had this? I don't even remember this. I went through a lot of these things for a while, and almost all of them I sold for parts or for repair, and this one says working. I paid $3.50 for it. Oh, yeah, this came from an auction. I don't remember this. This has been only since April of this year, so not that long really, but will it fit in this box? That's the question. And the answer is yeah, yes, probably. I was gonna fit it in this box and then try to double box it. I still might do that. I might chop this one down to fit inside here, and then it won't be that much double boxing, but it will be enough to make it a little bit safer. I sold very few of these that were working. Almost all of them I sold were for parts, so it's not like you don't have to worry about shipping and making them arrive safely, but you don't have to worry as hard if it doesn't work. Like, you know, I'm selling it to you, you know it doesn't work. When you get it, if it doesn't work even more than it didn't work the first time around, then who cares? Okay, I'm gonna chop this guy down quite a lot. This is pretty deep. It's gonna be like, what does this say? More than 9 inches. When I bought this off eBay, this box-resizer, and it says cartonninja.com. I wasn't really expecting it to be 3D printed, kind of a homemade deal, and I was a little disappointed with it at first because I wanted it to be steel and heavy duty like the other ones I see people use. But after a while I started to get the hang of this, and in fact sometimes if it was bigger I wouldn't be able to use it. You know, if it was a heavier duty one, it might not fit into the box that I'm trying to fit it into. So I'm actually happy with this, and I think it was probably $10 or $12 maybe more. I can't remember, but it was a reasonable price for sure. All right, this guy's gonna have a lot extra cardboard here, so let's get rid of some of this and see, is that enough? Yeah, that's fine. So we'll do, I'm gonna cut this quite a lot deeper. I just heard Jessica come home, so let's try to get this done as quickly as possible so I can go up there, talk to her. Okay, good. Let's get this one off. So in the past, when I've shipped these things, I've done all kinds of extreme stuff, like covering the whole thing in styrofoam, you know, all around the sides of it so that it's well protected. This one only sold for $47.19, so this obviously, with a number like that, is a discounted item, so that would have been one of the sale items I have listed right now, 20% off. So it's not, you know, not a high value machine, so I'm not gonna get really protective of it. You know, it's gonna go in this box and then in that box, and that's gonna be it. And I'm sure it'll be fine. Not gonna have much room for padding or anything, which I would normally want to float this box inside of another box. But I mean, I don't want to lose $47, but if this gets there and it's in worse shape than it is now, then I will just refund. Lose that $50, $47. Okay, I do want some material here because there's a gap. Oh, come on, get in there. All right, this one's all packed up and ready to go. Skipped ahead a little bit, but it's going all the way to Florida, which just seems like every time I have something fragile, it's always going far away. Like, I don't know why somebody in Indiana couldn't have bought this, but it's going all the way to Florida. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'm gonna buy labels for these, and then we'll come back and go over profits for the day. We'll figure out exactly how much money we made on each of these items, and then how much so far we've made total for the day. So let's go. Okay, I built this little ziggurat of boxes here. These will all go out tomorrow. My mail carrier is on vacation, and she has implied in the past that if she's not here, then I shouldn't do porch pickups, but I'm doing them anyway. I haven't had any trouble with any of her fill-in people, so I'm gonna do that. I feel a little bad about it when they're heavy like that, but I mean, it's all I can do. Okay, here we go. Breville smoking gun earned $44.02. The Samsung DVD player on the bottom here, $37.56. The small green Wedgwood teacup, $18.95, and then finally the Wedgwood dinner plate right here, $14.71 after fees and cost of goods. So total profit for today, it's only $7.15 right now. Total profit for today, $115.24. So we have time. I mean, it's a long night. We have until 2 a.m. We could have some more sales. I want more sales because I want a higher profit today, but I do have this other work that I need to do. So I'd rather not spend the time working on this if I can be working on that. So anyway, my average profit per day needs to be $193 for me to reach my goal, my profit goal for the year, which, you know, every day for the rest of the year has to be $193 to get to the $50,000 goal that I'm shooting for. And right now, for the month of October, it's only 151. So yeah, we need to have a lot of big days, like, you know, $400 days. Let's see, if I had a $400 day tomorrow, it would only go up to 178. And then if we had another $400 day after that, 200. So we need to have at least two $400 days. Let's see if we did $200 days. 200. If we had two $200 days, it's only going up to 160. So yeah, we need to have like a couple $400 days to make this goal. Okay, that's it for tonight. I suspect there will be some more sales before the end of the night, and if those come in, I will post about them in my community post section on YouTube. So check that out. I do post stuff in there for late night and after hours sales that don't make it onto the footage, the video. So, all right, that's it. Thanks. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Bye.